The planet Earth is the third planet from the Sun in our solar system. It is also the only planet in our solar system that has sustainable life on it.
From space, Earth looks like a round ball floating in space. It is covered in 71% of water with only 29% of land, which are known as continents and countries, such as Australia, as you can see pictured. Although it is easy to see all this through satellite pictures and recordings, what is harder to distinguish is the atmosphere of Earth.
The Earth is surrounded by an atmosphere that is constructed of 5 distinct layers. Each layer contains different elements and fulfills a specific purpose in keeping the balance for life on Earth. In this picture, you can see the contrast of colours from Earth to outer space change from light blues to dark blue to black. The changing colour represents each layer of the atmosphere.
The atmosphere's several layers consist of many different types of gases and air. The atmosphere's layers are known as the troposphere, the first layer, stratosphere, the second layer, mesosphere, the third layer, thermosphere, the fourth layer, and lastly the exosphere. Each layer surrounds Earth and is held there by gravity. You can feel the atmosphere when the wind blows against your face, or if you look in the distance against high terrain, there is a change in colour. Without the atmosphere, there would be no life on Earth.
The main function of the atmosphere is protecting Earth from harmful ultraviolet rays, known as UV rays, emitted from the Sun. The UV rays are absorbed by the atmosphere and reflected back into outer space. This is also how the Earth's surface is heated, but doesn't get too hot. The atmosphere is also able to increase and decrease temperatures between day and night.
It is also important to understand that between Earth, the atmosphere, and space, there is no boundary, meaning that objects can enter or escape Earth without being blocked. This is why space rockets and meteors can travel through the atmosphere to Earth and space.
The troposphere is the first layer of Earth's atmosphere. It spans from 7 to 10 kilometers from the Earth's surface to the second layer.
It is within the troposphere that all life on Earth exists. Humans, plants and trees, animals and organisms, everything that is living. The troposphere contains 3 important gases: nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide that sustain life on Earth in the troposphere.
The troposphere is also the only layer of the atmosphere in which weather occurs. Clouds form, rain pours, there is thunder and lightning, rainbows and sunshine. The lower part of the troposphere, close to the Earth's surface, is also warmer than the higher part of the troposphere.
The stratosphere is the second layer of the atmosphere. It spans from 10 to 40 kilometers from the troposphere to the mesosphere.
This is a very important layer of the atmosphere. Within it contains the ozone layer, which is a protective layer that absorbs and reflects UV rays. The ozone layer absorbs about 97 to 99% of the sun's high-frequency UV light, which if it didn't would damage all life forms on Earth by heating the planet to very high temperatures.
The troposphere is also now home to hundreds of aeroplanes that fly within this layer. It is because the troposphere is clear of turbulence, clouds and strong winds that are ideal for comfortable and safe flying.
The mesosphere is the middle layer of the atmosphere. It is at very high altitude, ranging from 40 to 50 kilometers above the surface. This layer is also very hot in temperature.
Often there are meteors that hurtle towards Earth. The mesosphere behaves as a barrier from threats, such as meteors and other foreign objects that hurtle towards Earth. Temperatures are high in the mesosphere, combined with gas particles and speed of objects. It causes them to burn up, melt and vaporize. A very little amount of these meteors pass through the atmosphere and land on Earth, although small fragments in comparison to their original size. These meteors create a crater on the surface.
This layer is also the hardest to measure due to particles and gases. Aeroplanes and satellites cannot orbit or fly in this layer. However, scientists have developed sounding rockets which are used to temporarily shoot into the mesosphere, then head back down to Earth while collecting data and transmitting it to grounding stations.
The thermosphere obtained its name due to the extremely high temperatures up to approximately 2000 degrees.
The thermosphere is the hottest layer of the atmosphere due to the absorption of the sun's UV radiation. This causes the molecules within the thermosphere to heat up and reach very high temperatures. The temperature is raised even higher when solar flares, also emitted from the sun, hit the thermosphere.
Space shuttles and the International Space Station orbit within this layer of the atmosphere. They are able to orbit easily due to the thin air in the thermosphere, which keeps the satellites in the air for longer periods of time. This is because there is no atmospheric drag in the thermosphere that causes objects to slow down and fall from the sky.
The exosphere is the last layer of the Earth's atmosphere which extends off into outer space.
The exosphere is a transitional layer between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. It begins 500 kilometers above Earth's surface and spans approximately 10,000 kilometers outward. The exosphere also varies in temperature. When the sun is shining on a certain part of the exosphere, that area is very, very hot, while if that same area is hidden in the shade or facing away from the sun, the temperature becomes